Hello and welcome to Your Community, Your World. My name is Shola Ladenika. This program looks at what's happening within your community. Summer is here indeed. What a lovely weekend, and I hope you're enjoying it. An MP in England attributed the spike in COVID-19 cases to the BAME community. We sought some responses.
Hello, my name is Patricia Ekechi, former mayor of the London Borough of Enfield. Comments that seem to place blame on ethnic minorities serves to cause hurt and division, risking more deaths from COVID-19. Images from beaches, bars and pubs across the country show that the failure of social distancing occurs by all groups of people. Instead of sowing racial division through inaccurate statements, we should come together to make sure that everyone is aware of what they need to do to keep themselves and their families safe. Thank you.
I find Mr. Whittaker's comment to be very atrocious and of a racist nature. And I think it's very insensitive of him to raise such a comment at a time when the Muslims are celebrating a very important festival. I think, in my opinion, that it's very ill-informed, and it demonstrates in the fact that he doesn't seem to have a lot of understanding about the nature or the complexity of the issues facing the BAME community, which led to them being disproportionately affected by COVID-19. Some of which include the poor or living in deprived areas of the community, with poor housing facilities, working in high-risk jobs, and working in the front line, which I think we should be grateful for, because the frontline workers clearly got us through the peak of the pandemic. And I think the least that we could expect from Mr. Whittaker is to show an understanding of the issues that are facing the people in his constituency, which happen to be a high number of Asians. I also believe that to single out the Muslim and BAME community for breaking the lockdown rules, whilst other people are clearly flouting the same rules, buttresses my point earlier about the comment being of a racist nature, which I think calls for a public apology, in my opinion. Moving forward, I believe that we should be looking at dealing with the pandemic holistically, and not have an MP single out a certain community when it's clearly not a community issue. I think it's we recognize that it's a global issue that should be dealt with collectively.
It's obvious we all have a common enemy, and that is COVID-19. We need to work together, not against one another. Just before I go on a break, I'd like to show you what's coming up next week.
When I pursued the idea more seriously, because every time I went to bed, I would still have these ideas in my head, like as if it was telling me, look, this is what you're meant to do.
Would you like to have your weddings, parties or celebrations featured on television? Events is the program for you. Every Sunday at 5 p.m, we feature weddings, parties and all other functions. To find out more, call us on 07944 039 887. We can also arrange coverage of the function for you.
For sponsorship, adverts, and to feature your celebrations on this show, call now on 07944 039 887 or 07985 638 661, or send an email to info@eventsforus.com. theeffect.com.
Events in UK, Europe, and all over the world. Events
Welcome back. The lockdown has affected the African movie industry. I spoke to Franca Amin Brown, an actor and a producer. Now, I understand you're in the Nollywood industry. So tell us a bit about your Nollywood background.
It's a very, very long time. It all started as a kid actor when I was a kid, in the early 80s. My mom is an entertainer, she's an actress. So she actually introduced me into the industry because then, like every other little child, cutie child, so I was being used anytime there was a role for a child role, female child role. Okay. So that was what brought the birth of me coming into limelight, because then it was in Benin City in Edo State. It was a popularly known TV program then called Asaisis. So she was one of the major characters. And the very, very first time was when she kidnapped me. I'm a child, my biological mother, she kidnapped me in the movie. So that was it. Ever since when I was little, so people do come and say, oh, we want to use your little cutie for a role and stuff like that. So that impacted me when I started growing up. I had the passion, I had the, the love, and I said, no, I have to take this further. So that is where we are today.
Okay, and then you've done a lot of things ever since. As someone in the movie industry, how has the lockdown affected, your business?
Oh my God, it has really affected it because the period when the COVID just started in March, I was supposed to go to Nigeria to premiere my movie. The Contractor is my latest movie. It was directed by Amin and people like Show Akindele, Baba Rex, Nusa Rex, the popularly known one, and Joyce Kalu, my humble self, and a host of others are in the movie. So I was to premiere it in Nigeria, that everything was all set, tickets, everything, but at the end of the day, we were all restricted not to travel down. So it has really affected my business, and which I know some people in the movie industry, but like I said earlier, it's just for our safety, to prevent the spread. So we have to respect the government policies.
Okay, you said you were working on a movie, Contractor. Just tell us, give us a hint of what the movie is all about.
Oh my God, The Contractor is a very interesting movie. It's about the present age, what is going on, especially in Africa, about unemployment, and it's full of suspense, honestly. If I'm saying it, it will look as if, okay, because she produced it, but it's a must-watch film. So I will endeavor and urge out you guys there in the outside world to go watch this movie when it is being premiered. The Contractor, produced and directed by Franca Amin Brown, directed by Amin DGN.
My name is Ernest Lewis, born with poverty, struggled through school and graduated with a second class in business administration, yet no job.
You are very good credentials here.
But still, you lack the required experience needed for the job.
Where else will I go to? No!
I'm a contractor. Majorly, I do supplies.
I've never had it that rough in the last 7 years.
Hey, young man.
Okay, so what are your plans once the lockdown restrictions have been lifted? Are we going to see your movies here in London, or are we just going to be restricted to Nigeria?
definitely Nigeria and in the UK. Yes.
In the UK. Okay. So you're planning big things for us. What advice would you give to anyone who is considering joining that industry?
My advice is that when you discover your talents, try and get trained.
Okay.
Because there's no time for mediocrity. Try and get trained, then make sure you put in your passion in it. Because if you have a passion for something, definitely the sky is your starting point. And be patient. Don't think when you join today, you're going to be like this the following day or following week. Just be patient, because there's really great opportunities out there in the movie world.
I just want you to just enlighten us a bit. What does it entail to be a producer, a movie producer?
You have to have the qualities. You have to have that critical thinking, be a good time management person. You have to have that listening skills. You have to be patient, and you have to have the knowledge for it as well to be able to be a producer. Yeah. That's the least I can say now. They call wide things, to large number, but those are the basic things I've just mentioned.
Yeah, and how challenging is it to be not just a producer, but to also be an actor in it?
For me, it is not really challenging because I've been in it. It's something in me, it's an inbuilt thing in me. I live with it, So I just kind of place myself into two positions. When I'm on stage, I know I'm on stage. And when I'm doing my, production, as in producing, being, in charge of the production, I know I'm in charge of the production. So it's two different things, but I'm able to maneuver myself in them. For other people, it might be challenging, acting in a movie and at the same time producing it. But it's all pleasure for me. It's all fun.
Okay. And lastly, I know you have fans all over the world. What would you like to tell your fans?
I just want to tell them that I love them. Without them, there will be no me. They should keep on watching my movie, and by the special grace of God, they will never lack. I love you all, and God bless you.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope that when next we come knocking on your door, you will give us the audience.
You're very welcome anytime. Thank you.
We look forward to the premiere of The Contractor. Please help support the African movie industry. We wish Franca, Amin Brown, and all others within the industry the very best in all their endeavors. Please remember, we'd love to hear from you. So if you want to be my guest, please call the numbers on the screen. Don't go away. I'll be back shortly.
When I pursued the idea more seriously, because every time I went to bed, I would still have these ideas in my head, like as if it was telling me, look, this is what you're meant to do.
Jab and Company Limited. Jab and Company are chartered accountants and property tax consultants based in North and Northwest London. Our areas of specialties include accounts preparation, annual accounts, management accounts, taxation, corporation tax, income tax self-assessments, CIS returns, bookkeeping, value-added tax, payroll, company formation, capital gains tax, inheritance and estate planning, and experts in minimizing tax. Sectors: property investors for buying properties with fast cash, traders, hairdressers and beauty, builders and construction, hospitalities and leisure, business startup, charities and non-profit, sports, social media and entertainment. Services: we pride ourselves for prompt and efficient services for wealth creation to our clients. Fixed fees from £25 to £100 per calendar month. Training: we offer practical training for students and members of ICMA and AAT. With us, your interest always comes first. Right now we're giving special offers, 20% discount for 3 months. Hurry for business recovery from epidemics COVID-19. Jab and Co. Limited, your preferred chartered accountants and property tax consultants. This is an appeal by BAME Television. It is time we support our own, especially in this diverse media world. Sadly, our community is most affected by COVID-19 more than any other group. We would like to address this with relevant information and programs. We need your help. Please donate generously so we can keep fighting our corner by producing programs and making our voices heard. Every pound counts. For more information, please visit bentelevision.com. Thank you.
Welcome back. If you want to be my guest on this show, please feel free to contact us. And also, we'll love to hear from you. Let us know what's happening within your community and we'll do our very best to feature it. Next is Voices in the Community.
I'm a clinician, which didn't make things so bad because I work for the NHS and I still go to work on a regular basis, and sometimes I work from home. But the lockdown has seen a lot of changes in the way we live our life. For me, all my children are home. We're all doing our things indoors. It has its good side and its bad side. The good side is that you get to see each other, you get to understand your children, you get to do things more indoors. You get to interact. The negative side of it is that you're unable to go out, you're unable to do most of those things that you normally enjoy doing, like going out for meal with friends, like meeting up with friends, like socializing with friends and family. It has had effect on people's mental health. It has increased domestic violence, and lately on the news we're hearing the social services and social care system saying in September there will be an increase in child abuse reported because children will be back to school and will be able to talk to their friends and be able to talk to professionals in school. If I look inward, for me as a person, it's brought me closer with my children. It's made us stronger as a family. Though we're still looking forward to mixing with extended family. And that's why this easing up period, we're beginning to venture out. We're beginning to meet people that we have not seen for months. I am happy, and I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see the lockdown easing. Thank you very much.
It's been a sad, long 4.5 months nearly. Since lockdown, I haven't been able to see my extended family, all my sisters. And why is it important to me to see my sisters? Well, our mother passed away at the beginning of March this year, but we haven't been together physically to be able to mourn together. There are 4 of us, 4 daughters, and the last time we were all together, the 4 of us, was when we went back to Africa to bury our dad. And now in COVID, our mother's passed away. It wasn't a COVID-related death, But COVID has affected us being able to come together and just comfort each other and support each other. I really, really, really miss my sisters. But I was fortunate finally this Saturday to be able to go out and see my big sister, and my junior sister was with her there, but one sister was missing. So still, we haven't been able to get together in COVID, all four of us together, and comfort one another. COVID has come with a lot of loss, a lot of sadness, and a lot of uncertainty. People are just not sure what's the right thing to do, what's the best thing. We're looking for regulations, we're looking for signs and guidelines, and they're not clear, but we're getting there. I'm glad that lockdown is being eased off, so I'll finally be able to see my immediate family, my sisters, and my extended family. We're gonna have a family reunion in August, and I am so looking forward to that. This is the new normal.
My name is Ellen Okunjimo. I'm a mental health nurse, and I work for NHS UK. My take about the ease of the lockdown of the COVID-19 pandemic and allowing 30 guests in wedding parties is, to me, is not something I would advise should go ahead. As Africans, we with the African parties usually enjoy our weddings with a mammoth crowd because we have extended families, we have friends, and both sides, the bride and the groom, will have a lot of invitees. But my take is, for now, if you cannot postpone the party, you can have it the posh way. You can just have a few guests, maybe, but make sure it's in an open area, in a garden. And if it's going to be a hall, let it be a very big hall where people can keep their social distance. To me, 30 guests is actually not enough, but it can be manageable. And with the food is allowed now, but what I would disagree with is maybe cold foods should be banned, because the virus can still exist in the food. It can exist in the food, but if it is hot, and they should make sure the degree of hotness should be at a point where the virus cannot survive. So I don't know, my take is, if you have to go, you have to play safe. If you have to invite people, you have to make sure they are safe. Put all measures in place for the safety of your guests and for your own safety. We don't want to have a party where people will say, oh, that was where we contacted the virus from. And we don't want to have a party where we'll say, oh, we contacted the virus from there. I know a lot of people have already contacted it and are testing positive to antibodies, but still there is no evidence that with the antibodies you cannot catch or get infected the second time. So please, let's take care. You cannot go to parties now and be putting on your face mask. You know that you will not enjoy it because you have to eat, you have to drink. What matters most now is that social distancing if you have to go, and making sure, if even it's 30 people, the size of the place, of the venue has to be big enough to make you keep that distance. Life has to go on. Life really has to go on. That is my take.
Hi everyone, my name is Blessing Matapa, former Miss Ireland International and also an analyst at the International Stock Exchange. I just wanted to tell you about my experiences throughout lockdown, from the time that it started all up until now. I've been very fortunate to be able to maintain my full-time job, so I was quite lucky to still be able to have people that I can interact with on a daily basis, especially those who I was so used to seeing every day in the office. I think that definitely helped me with lockdown because I didn't feel as isolated from the rest of the world, and I felt the benefits of having other people who are in a similar experience to be able to share with and also act as a listening ear. So obviously, not everyone has been fortunate enough to be able to keep their jobs throughout lockdown, which I think was an issue that definitely affected myself in terms of, reflecting on what I can do in the community. So I actually started a charitable organization called the Zimbabwe Bright Future Syndicate. Our initial project was to donate food hampers to families in need in Mutare, in my hometown in Zimbabwe, where people did not have, the same sustainable income that they had pre-lockdown. So I also felt that I had a sense of purpose as well, outside of my job, with that project that I was working on. Post-lockdown, I think I'm definitely nervous about being back out into the world after having such an obscure way of living. I think it's going to be one where, I have a period of adapting or back again, because what used to feel normal doesn't feel normal to me anymore, and I definitely feel like other people are in that same experience, are in that same boat, especially from talking to my friends, my family, and my colleagues. So I just wanted to say it's okay for you to be nervous about it, because I am too, but we're all in this together, and I feel like if we help each other out, then it can definitely work for the best.
Yes, you've heard some of the voices in the community. If you want your voice to be heard, please contact us. The details are on the screen. Remember, you can catch up with this episode and all our previous episodes on our YouTube channel, Your Community, Your World. My name is Shola Ladianika. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's contributed to today's show. In England, over the last 7 days, there were an average of 66 deaths every day. And these are deaths linked to COVID-19. So please stay alert, wash your hands regularly, maintain social distancing, and don't forget your face coverings. I'll see you next week.
There's a new virus in town, going from place to places. It's called the COVID-19, spreading its wings around the world. It's a must for us to keep good hygiene by washing our hands, keeping ourselves, keeping our environment clean. Oh.